Present tone 6017. Don't forget about Michael Jordan. He was cut from his basketball team, and then he went on to become the greatest basketball player, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So I would just keep on training every day and get a little bit better, right? Even 1 minute a day of juggling, dribbling, and passing and shooting, or using a kick trainer over a course of a year, right? 1 minute a day, that's a lot of minutes. So there's a few tools that you might not be using that can really change your life and start to see how you could start to become more dynamic and maybe, just a little bit quicker than everyone else and just a little bit more nimble, a little bit more explosive. The first tool that comes to mind, actually, you know what? What's more powerful than this? Search this video that I wish I knew about years ago. It's not a tool at all. It's how to breathe, right? Take this test. If you've never been taught formally how to breathe, because most people haven't, take a deep breath right now. After you took that deep breath, if your shoulders rose up, if your deep breath looked like this, if you went and your upper back and shoulders moved up in the air, you might want to check out this video called Dr. Vranich, How to Breathe, V-R-A-N-I-C-H. She's going to teach you a new breathing technique. It takes not even 2 minutes to learn. It's going to improve your endurance and your stamina, and it's going to help you stay calm in high pressure situations on and off the field. So that's step one. If you can only take one thing away from this video, that's step one. Step two is, this is an RMT rope, and the reason why it's so powerful is because it's effortless soccer strength training, right? It's going to allow you to get physical with some of those bigger, taller players. It's going to allow you to become more explosive, more balanced, harder to knock off the ball. It's going to improve your running technique because it forces you to whip your arms down and then whip your arms up while at the same time making that knee pop up. So you're going to get into these different ranges of motion, and it's going to just strengthen your core, improve your balance, right? You could get into kind of this side lunging, split stance. You could get into a lunge stance. You could get low. You could get high, right? So it's kind of this full body workout, all with just a piece of rope, right? This is a piece of rope as long as you are tall. You could make at your local hardware store. You might have some rope in your garage. You could tie two shoelaces together to make one of these RMT ropes, right? This costs maybe less than $10 at your local hardware store, or you could order one online, maybe get one between $20 and $20. And the place you learn more is search David Weck, W-E-C-K, RMT rope. I use this thing every day. I brought this to Italy. I'm in Italy right now. I brought this to Germany. I brought this to Amsterdam and Paris. And when you start swinging this rope around, right, it's so powerful because your body's connected from fingers to toes, right? So as you understand, it helps your body basically just talk to each other, right? It helps your fingers, it helps your hands and your feet talk to each other. And for that reason, it's just effortless strength through motion. I can't say anything more about it. So this, if you could only take away two things from the video, this would be number two, right? It's all soccer players are soccer players first. They're humans first, soccer players second. So if you could improve your ability to be more dynamic and move more effectively and efficiently, then you are going to be more dominant in the soccer field, and you're going to be able to compete at a high level. If you raise your athleticism, it sounds like you've got good technical abilities, but if this is a simple tool that can raise your core strength, your ability to rotate. It's just a full body. It's like having a soccer gym for less than $10 that you can bring with you everywhere in the whole world. So this is something I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't fully believe in it. So this is, I would make this as soon as possible if you could. Third thing that comes to mind, right? If you're not using a kick trainer, this is an SKLZ solo kick trainer. And the reason why it's so powerful is because you could cram months of training into days or weeks, right? Because in 60 seconds, you could get 60 touches, which means in 10 to 15 minutes, you could get close to 1,000 touches effortlessly, walking your dog, watching some football or soccer on TV, and it's like having a training partner. It's like having a training partner with you everywhere you go, right? You don't have to go to a wall. You You don't need a rebounder in your backyard. Some people don't have the tools or the resources, or even have a backyard to train in. And so for that reason, this is just a beautiful tool that you can get in doing one-legged balance, right, over the top, behind the back, right, outside of the foot, inside of the foot, laces, right, laces, kind of just becoming familiar with the ball, so you know where the ball's going to be when it leaves your foot. And if you miss hit the ball, it immediately comes back, so you can have immediate correction, right? It gives you immediate feedback. So for that reason, I just can't. I just don't go anywhere without this ball. I don't go anywhere without this ball or the arm T rope. I really don't. Or a ball in my hand. And you could make one of these with a tennis ball. You know, a player told me they put a tennis ball on the end of a jump rope and we're just kicking it around, right? So it's just like having a training partner everywhere you go. And lastly, getting cut is a good thing, right? Because it tells you that there's room for improvement. I've been cut from lots of teams. I've been cut from a college soccer team. I've been cut from a regional team, right? If you're not failing, that means you're not striving further enough. Because imagine you just made the team and now you thought that everything was okay, but now this is an opportunity to grow your game and show right next year what you're made of. You could still get a scholarship, man. I mean, most D3 soccer players can't juggle a soccer ball 10 times with their right foot, right thigh, head, left thigh, left foot, right? So if you could do that 25 times with every single part of your body, you're on your path to kind of playing at the highest level. So do not let this deter you. You're going to get a little bit better every day. I'll read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. That is a book that changed my philosophy on training and had me realize that a little bit of effort every single day in a continuous path of growth, you will definitely achieve your goals if you just do a little bit every day, right? You got to keep it consistent. So a minute a day, juggling, dribbling, and using this kick trainer is really going to help elevate your game. One thing that you can start to do is just bring a ball everywhere you go. If you bring a ball everywhere you go, you could get more touches juggling and dribbling. The more touches you get, the more mistakes you make. The more mistakes you make, the more you'll learn. I call that a soccer vacation. So hopefully some of these ideas help. Reach out for new questions. All right, thank you.